Yo guys, I'm going to show you how to make a stroke logo animation in After Effects. So this is what we're going to create today. Let's jump into it. So we create a new composition. We're going to create a background. So layer new, solid. Pick a color which you like. And I'm going to lock the background, and I'm going to import YouTube logo. So the first step, if you have just only a PNG, import your PNG. Okay, so this is the logo with what we have. This is as you can see, a pixel based logo. So we're going to create a vector based logo from this. So the first step is go to layer and auto trace, and make sure you pick alpha channel, and I change the tolerance to 3 pixel. I think this is the best. From 2 to 3 pixels should be fine, and hit OK. So after that, as you can see, the auto trace created a mask, and you can adjust the mask if you want. If it's a little bit not perfect, you can adjust the mask, but it's looking okay. So go to your two masks. If you have a different logo with more detailed logo, it's going to be more masks. So I have basically only 2 masks. And select your mask path and copy it, and go to layer new. We're going to create a shape layer. The reason for that, we're going to make the stroke animation on shape layer, so we can't do stroke animation with masks. And we're going to create a path for this shape layer, so click path and go to your path, and make sure you select the path and paste your mask to this path. So pretty much it's going to be a shape layer now. So go back to your PNG and go to your next mask and select your mask path again and copy it. Go to your we're going to create a new shape layer for this. So again, layer new, shape layer, because I want to separate the play button from the actual button, so it's going to be 2 layers for me. And create a path and select the path, and Command V or Control V on Windows. As you can see, I have my play button there, and I can hide my PNG now, so we don't need this at the moment. Select your 2 layers, and we're going to add a stroke. So click on this little arrow, go to stroke, and go to your second one and add a stroke as well. And we will, as you can see, if you can change the stroke thickness. I think I go for 8. So I'm going to scale down the logo like this. Okay, so the next step is so go to your stroke, and I'm going to change the round cap and the line joints to rounded joints as well. It's just a stylistic preference, so you don't need to do this. Basically I changed as you can see, the joint, it's a bit more curvy, and when we're going to animate the lines will be curvy as well, which I like more than the simple line. and also we're going to do this for all of the shape layers. Okay, and also I'm going to rename this for triangle, button. Okay. So the next step is we're going to duplicate these two, and we're going to create a fill effect for the play button and the actual button. So copy it and paste it, and I'm going to create a fill for the original one. So go to this add little section and click on the little arrow and go to fill, and as you can see it's added a fill, and I'm going to change the color to white because it should be white, and you can delete the stroke because we have the stroke up there, so we don't need the stroke anymore on this layer. Just hit backspace. So for the button as well, add the fill, delete the stroke, and I'm going to recolor this too as well to separate from the strokes. Something, for example, green. Okay, I'm going to adjust the play button color a little bit more. So the play button should be this color.
Now, when played back simultaneously on two separate systems, the sounds are blended together to achieve a new dimension in sound, impossible to obtain in a monaural recording.
So the next step is we're going to create the actual animation for the lines. So we don't need the two fills at the moment, so we can hide them and go to your one of your stroke and go to the arrow, and we're going to add a trim path, and go to your trim path and go and select end, and I'm going to push this frame around close to 1 second, and I'm going to animate the first keyframe to 0. Basically it just draws on. And also I don't like it's coming from the middle, so I want this animation start from one of the corner. So the offset, as you can see, I can change the position where I want this animation start. So I change it to 49. Basically it's going to start from the corner. Okay, so I hit U to just, I can see only the keyframes, and I'm going to do the same thing for the triangle as well. So add a trim path, and animate the end section. And I'm going to easy ease this keyframe, hit F9, it's going to be easy ease, and I'm going to make a ramp preview with 0. Okay, it's looking good. I'm going to accelerate the animation, so if you select the 2 keyframe, hit motion graph editor, and make sure you are on speed graph. So I'm also going to change the animation to start a little bit later. Also, I'm going to change the thickness of the strokes to around 15, 17. Okay. So the next step is, if you're happy with the stroke animation, is to copy 2 times your animation, and I'm going to delay them like two frames, and I'm going to recolor each stroke to a different color. I downloaded a color palette for myself, and I'm going to link description below what website I use for colors. So import my color palette, and basically if you browsing on this website, just pick your color palette and take a screenshot, and you can import it to After Effects. Okay, this looks good. So I'm going to pick for my first, I would pick this yellowish. Go to the second, I'm going to pick the blue, and the final one should be our play button color. So last always should be the logo color. So we don't need this color palette at the moment, you can hide it. As you can see, it's 3 colors, looks pretty nice. If you want to see more from the colors, you can delay the 2 layers a bit more. Actually, I'm going to do the same thing for the triangle. So duplicate it 2 times and change the stroke color to this blue. The first one should be yellow as well. The last one should be the same, red. No, actually white, sorry, because this triangle is a white. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this animation at the moment. So the second step, we're going to add additional secondary animations for the triangle and the actual button. I'm going to create a new shape layer, and we don't need fill for this, so click on fill and click on this icon, so this icon, and we're going to draw just a stroke, and make sure your animation is going, so you draw in the same direction like your animation. So, and change the thickness should be a little bit thinner than the main animation. So just adjust your line, and we're going to change. As you can see, this line, it just ends pretty sharp. We're going to create a cap for this line. Again, go to stroke and change the line cap to rounded cap. So when you're happy with this line, just click on this little arrow and add trim path again. And we're going to animate the start and the end for this one. So select the 2 stopwatch and hit U, and let's see when we can see the animation. So for the first keyframe we go to 0 for both, and we go to the end, like roughly 10 frames forward, and go to 100% for both, and grab your first keyframe and delay that it around 5 or 4 frames, and select the last two and hit F9. This line should go when this yellow appears, so it's like the earlier, and should be faster. Not that fast. And also the cool thing is you can adjust the length of the secondary animation anytime, so if you feel it's too fast, just add some more travel or more, draw a more longer line, and it's going to be a bit slower. Okay, and also I'm going to recolor this white to be red. Okay, so we just copy this secondary animation again, and we're going to grab the rotation tool and pretty much just rotate it to another corner and just use it. It's looking pretty good. The cool thing is basically just copy the secondary animation and you can modify the line anytime. I'm going to show you how. So pretty much I copied this and grab the pen tool, and I'm going to modify the line, as you can see, to follow the triangle, and basically the animation going to be the same, so I know the animation looks fine. And change the color to white. I'm also going to change, as you can see, the corner is sharp, but I like the roundiness of this. I'm going to change this sharpness, go to stroke and change it to rounded join. Okay, it's looking good. So check the animation. And also I think I'm going to add a little bit more thickness of overall for the main animation. So it goes to 20. Yeah, it's looking better. So the next step is basically we're going to animate the fill, which is these two green here. So go to your first keyframe, and we're going to animate the main button first. As you know, this is a shape layer, so go to your pen tool and make sure you select this one to tool creates mask. So if you select this, you can create mask on a shape layer, which is pretty cool. Mask like this. So draw a rectangle close to the corner and hit M, and it's going to bring up just the mask properties, and hit the stopwatch. And we're going to go when the animation ends roughly, and select the 2 vector points for the mask and just animate on. Basically it should be a bit wider, so I'm going to change the mask, and for the first position as well. So the animation is a bit slow, so I'm going to start this field animation way back, and also I'm going to hit F9 for both keyframes. Okay, it's looking pretty good. Should be a little bit earlier. And also I'm going to create a little red line before the fill to make it a little bit more nicer. So duplicate your fill animation, hit U, go to your first keyframe and make a very thin mask on the corner. Go to your second keyframe and do the same thing. So basically it's going to go like that, and this guy is going to reveal just a little section. And I think it looks pretty nice. And if you don't want to reveal all of the fills with this mask, you can just use the transparency animation. Just do a couple of main fills with this kind of method, this mask reveal animation. And for your rest of your logo, just use transparency fade in, and it should be fine. So I'm going to animate the triangle. Select tool, creates mask. Again, draw mask. Make sure the mask is wide enough and hit M, and we start. Click on the stopwatch and we're going to start to animate this, and hit both keyframe and hit F9. It's going to create an easy ease animation. Okay, it's looking pretty good. It can be a bit slower. Feel free to play with the dynamics in your animation. It's looking pretty good. I'm going to animate some light sweep and some shadows on this play button. So select just the play button, don't select your secondary animation, and we're going to pre-comp it. So right click, pre-comp, and give a name of this pre-comp, and go to your effects, type CC light, and should be at least CC light sweep, and drag and drop your pre-comp, and you can change the properties in the FX control, and you can animate the center as well. So hit U again, because we created a keyframe, so hit stopwatch for the center, and after when the animation happens, I think it can be a light sweep animation. Just grab this little thing there and animate it to the right side, hit F9 and check the animation. It's a bit too fast. Okay, I'm going to create also a drop shadow for this play button to bring the actual button a bit forward. So right click on your pre-comp and go to layer style, and should be a drop shadow here. Yep. So go to your layer, and should be a layer style and drop shadow, and you can adjust your so change the drop shadow how you like it. Okay, it's looking pretty good, and I'm also going to animate some little scale animation, like a pop-up style animation. Hit the stopwatch again and go 2-3 keyframes forward, and let's go to roughly 95%. For the third one to 102 and 100 for the last, and select all of them and hit F9. Yeah, it's looking good. And also we're going to create a little bit of text. So create a text layer. And write your name into the text. Actually, I'm going to change the look of the first one to a little bit more thicker. Okay, so I'm going to link this font in the description below as well, so you can feel free to use. I think it's a pretty cool font. And go when you're happy with your text, how it looks like, go to your FX presets and type, and grab from the animate in section typewriter, drag and drop to your text, hit U, and it should be 2 keyframes already, and change the keyframes for your animation. So basically this is the basics of how to animate stroke logo reveal animation in After Effects. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like and please subscribe for more videos like this. Until then, see you guys next time.